built up quite a long code base going here, which sort of made the cat walk 10 steps out with a little bit delay in between, make a little sound, and then walk back again. So sort of keeping this as our code base, let's see what else we can do with Scratch to make it a little bit more interesting. So we think in this workshop that coding can be used to tell stories and make tutorials and that kind of thing, but certainly a cat on a white background isn't the most interesting thing to look at. So let's explore some of the things that Scratch can also do for you. So in the first thing, if you go down here and click this button here, you can see that there's a whole bunch of backgrounds that you can choose from to sort of set the tone of your story or your theme that you're working on. So let's maybe pick something like a basketball field. And you see, so immediately the cat is now in a basketball field. And maybe when we're starting out, if we just click the green flag, we see that the cat now is walking on a basketball field. So I'm sure with your imagination, you can find some really awesome use or theme that you could do with a cat on a basketball court. And so what we'll do also is the cat's sort of up here on the sideline or almost out of bounds. What if we always wanted the cat to start right here at the top of the key? Where we can certainly do that, and you can see as we move the cat around, you can see that these XY coordinates reflect where we've dragged the cat kind of conveniently. And so what we can do, if we always wanted the cat to start in the key, then what we'll do is we can go back here to motion, and you can see that there is a block called go to X and Y. And so if I sort of drag that in here, and I want the cat always to go to X and Y, let me put it all the way up here at the top, just under the one it's clicked. When the flag is clicked, so you see every time when I click the green flag, the first thing that's going to happen is the cat is going to move to 23, -91, which automatically updated as I was dragging the cat around. But of course, I can put any coordinates I want in this block. So if I run it now, and let me speed it up even more. Instead of waiting a half a second, let me make it 0.1 seconds just so we can move things along here. See that the cat does this moving and comes back. And nose goes back to the same spot. But if for whatever reason the cat was way over here and I click the green flag, you see it always goes back to the key before it starts. So there's the background. And the other thing you can do is you can work on the sprite itself. And so if I double click on the sprite here, or pardon me, go over to costumes is what I meant to say. Go over to costumes over here. You can see it brings up your cat that you're working on, and you can actually draw on the cat. So for example, if I wanted to do maybe a black outline of, I guess it's going to be purple. I can put a little mustache on the cat like that. And then maybe if I wanted the cat to have curly hair or something like that, I could certainly do that as well. Oops. I can put some curly, it doesn't really look like curly hair, but just black hair, I guess. And if I do that, then what happens is when I leave this, and that becomes the new look of the cat. So you see that the cat has already reflected this genius artwork that I imposed on it, and that becomes what my new cat looks like. So you see these tabs up here. I go back to the code. There's my code block. There's the costume. So if I go up there and run it now, you see my cat now has the purple mustache and the black hair. So it's certainly possible to do that. The other thing you can do in Scratch is you don't always have to use the cat. In fact, if you click this button right here, there's all kinds of so-called sprites. These things that move around the screen historically in computer graphics are called sprites. And you see there's a whole bunch of sprites I can choose from here. And looky, there's even a basketball in there. So if I put the basketball in there, then what you can see is the basketball and the cat are in there now. And it looks like my code block has become empty. That's because I can have one code block for the cat and one code block for the basketball also. So I can have the cat and the basketball moving on the screen at the same time. Now the cat's code, we'll just leave that the same. But what would we want to do to the basketball? Well, how about let's try to shoot a basket. So what I'll do with the basketball is, once again, I'll go over to control here, or events, pardon me, and when I wait for the green flag to be clicked, what I'll do is I always want the basketball to start, say at maybe this position right here in the cat's hand. So I'll always have it go to that position, the 58 minus 113, the XY coordinates of the basketball where I've started it. And what I'd like the basketball to do is I would like it when the cat moves is to go all the way up here, maybe into the hoop like that. And the only reason I drag the ball up there is so I can get the XY coordinates out. Looks like it's 7,101. I notice that there's this nice block here called glide over 1 second, or this one down here. Glide over 1 second to an XY coordinate like this. So let me put that in there and maybe increase the time to maybe 2 seconds. And so what's going to happen when the green flag is clicked is two things. One, if I click on the cat's going to do the motion we've had it doing all along. But now the basketball, when the green flag is clicked, is A, going to go back to the cat's hand, 58 minus 113, then it's going to glide up to the hoops. Let's watch, see what happens. So see, we get both things happening. We've made a basket and we've had the cat move. And that's sort of the nature of the game. With Scratch, then, you can add as many sprites as you want. And once again, if I click on the basketball, I can put a costume on the basketball. Like, say, I want a little happy face on the basketball. I could certainly do something like that, and the basketball would smile. So see, there's just a lot of combination of creativity for Scratch. And we'll look at some more coding examples of what you can do with these sprites in the next couple of videos. But I trust your imagination is already taking over, and there's probably not much more you need to be told or shown about getting some creativity in your coding.